course they start using a leaf blower as soon as I'm about to film this intro. I really hope you guys can't hear it because I need to get this done. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Emma and I'm currently expecting my first baby due in October of this year, 2020. So today I'm going to be doing a video that I have been planning to do literally since I filmed my very first video as soon as I knew I was pregnant. And I kept thinking it will be the next one I do, it'll be the next one I do, and I've just been putting it off. I don't know why, but here I am, finally about to do it. This is going to be my baby names I love but will not be using video. Which essentially just means baby names that I love and my husband did not love, and therefore we won't use them. So I don't want to ramble on too long. I want to just go ahead and jump right into the video. I have 5 boy names, 5 girls names. I'm just going to go back and forth between the two and just tell you the names that I like. And then maybe based on these, you guys can start to do some guesses as to what our baby's name will be. I don't think that we will wait until baby's actually here to announce the name. I don't really just feel the need to do that, but I'm not sure whenever I will announce it, but I'm sure I will at some point after we find out the gender. So here I am rambling after I said I wasn't gonna ramble. I'm just gonna jump right on into it. So let's go. I have my little notepad and I am going to be reading off this for my boys' names and my girls' names. And I think I'm actually going to start with boys' names. Now I love boys' names. It's very easy for me to come up with them. I hear so many names that I just really love. But I will say that the names that I am the most drawn to are actually boys' names that sound like they could be last names. And you'll see what I mean whenever I start saying them. But these types of names my husband does not like. At least a couple of them would have been very top of my list above the name that we picked if my husband also liked them. I really love these names. So the first name that I am going to share with you is Davis. I think that Davis is such a cute name. Now you see what I mean by names that sound like last names. All my boys' names are kind of like that. I just think Davis sounds cute for a baby, but it also sounds masculine and something I can picture on a grown man. I know that Casey Holmes, I'm a big fan of her. Her husband's name is Davis. I went to school with a couple Davises. So I just really like that name. Also, my dad's name is David, so I feel like it's kind of a more modern approach to the name David, which I really like. So Davis definitely would have been at least in my top 3 if it was solely up to me, but my husband does not like the name Davis, and that's why it's in this video. So girls' names. I do typically like girls' names that sound really feminine or traditionally feminine names. I don't typically love unisex names, which is really weird because the girl name that we picked was Hayden and I, both of our #1 names for a girl for years. It's been our #1 name, so we knew that that would be our girl name if we had a girl, and it is, in my mind, more of a unisex name. In Hayden's mind, he thinks it's only a girl name, but the only person I've ever known with that name was actually a guy. So in my mind, it's kind of a unisex name, which is kind of weird because almost every other girl name that I do like are really kind of traditional feminine names. I'm gonna stop babbling. The #1 girl's name that I'm gonna tell you is Addison. And Addison, I think, is just such a cute name. I think that it sounds grown up whenever you use the whole name Addison. The first person I ever heard of named Addison was Addison from Grey's Anatomy, and then she had her own spinoff show, Private Practice, and I always thought that she was such a boss lady, and so I loved her character, Addison. Hayden does not like this name, and also it's kind of getting popular now, so I don't think I would use it for that reason as well. The next boy's name on my list is Bennett. So it's another one of those names that kind of sounds like a last name. I just think Bennett sounds, again, cute for a little boy, but I can also picture a grown man being Bennett. He could also go by Ben, which I think is cute. I don't know, I just like Bennett. I think it just has a nice kind of charming sound to it. But Hayden doesn't like it. It's on this list. The second girl's name that I like is Claire. I have loved the name Claire since I was pretty young, probably like 11 or 12 years old. My best friend from like 5th grade through high school, her middle name was Claire, and I always just thought that it had such like a cute sound to it, but it's also very traditional, very feminine sounding. And Clara, I think that they both just sound nice and pretty, really cute and sweet on a little girl, but also it is kind of an older name, so it's easy to picture on an adult woman, even like middle-aged and an older woman. So I love the name Claire. Hayden doesn't love it. That's why it's in this video. Third boy's name that I love is Wells. I tried so hard to get Hayden to love the name Wells. I just thought our last name is Springer. I thought Wells Springer had such a nice flow to it, a nice ring to it. I think that it just sounds modern, but it doesn't sound crazy. Like, it sounds unique, but it doesn't sound like, what the heck is that? I've never heard that before. There is a Wells in the like Bachelor franchise, if you're familiar with that. So like I said, like, it's unique, but it's not completely unheard of. I just love the name Wells. Hayden was like, what is that though? Like a well, like Wells, like what does that mean? He didn't really get it. He didn't think of it as being like cool and modern the way that I did. So we're not gonna be using that for our baby name. The third girl's names, actually a couple names that I'm lumping together, and these are names that I really like. I think that most people would think they're weird. I don't think that they're weird, but Hayden thinks they're weird, and I think most people probably would. These names are actually inspired by the show Reign. If you've seen it, it's about like Mary, Queen of Scots, and King Francis and their life and love affair and all that kind of stuff. And in that show, Queen Mary has her like ladies in waiting. There are 4 of them, and out of the 4, I love 3 of their names, and so that's why I'm lumping them together, because it's like a little cast of the show. The names are Kenna, Greer, and Ailey. So Ailey, like Kaylee without the K, or Haley without the H. Greer and Kenna. And I just think all of those are super unique, but like Kenna just has such like a sweet feminine sound to it, but we hear a lot of McKennas, but not just Kenna, and I think Kenna is really, really cute. And then Ailey, I don't know why, I just think it's kind of like a modern spin on really common names, Kaylee and Haley. And Greer, I've never heard of anybody named Greer. I don't know anybody named Greer. It is not really like feminine sounding, but I just think it's cool. I don't know why I'm really drawn to those names, and maybe just because I love that show and I love those characters, but yeah, I love those names. And Hayden was just like, absolutely not. If you are expecting a baby girl and you want something that's kind of unique, and maybe kind of foreign history inspired, maybe think about Kenna, Greer, and Ailey. I love those names. My 4th boy's name is Bradley. Bradley is not gonna be our boy's name for a couple of reasons. Me and Hayden actually both did like the name Bradley, and I was kind of more of the one who said I didn't want to use this name, and that's because I think everybody is just likely to have their name shortened to a nickname at some point in their life, but I just don't like the shortened version Brad. To me, Brad just sounds like a surfer boy or like a skater boy. I don't know. When I hear the name Brad, I don't have very like warm feelings towards that. No offense if you are named Brad watching this, or if your partner is named Brad, or if your kid's name is Bradley. No offense. I think the name Bradley is really cute altogether. But just the shortened name Brad, I'm not drawn to. I don't really love that. I wouldn't want him to be called Brad. So I just felt like Bradley's not gonna work for us. But I do think Bradley is really cute. The fourth girl's name is Avery. There's not really that much for me to say about Avery, honestly. I think Avery's a really pretty name. I think it's really sweet sounding. I do picture it more on a little girl than on an adult. And I think that's just because it is really popular right now, which is a big reason why I wouldn't want to use it. I mean, primarily the reason I wouldn't want to use it is because Hayden doesn't love it, but also it is really popular right now. Kira and Oscar, what's their channel? Okay Baby. They have a daughter named Avery, and KB and Baby, Katie and Ben, they just had a little girl named Avery. I think she was born in like December. And I think it's just like really high on the baby name list right now. It's pretty popular, and for good reason, because it's a really pretty cute name. But Hayden doesn't love it. It's a little bit too popular for my comfort right now, so I probably wouldn't use it for that reason. My fifth and final boy's name that I love is Hudson. I think Hudson is such a cute name. Again, it's one of those like last names that I would want to use as a first name. It's cute for a little boy, nice for an older guy. You can obviously sense a common theme with the boys' names that I like, but Hayden does not like it. He said it sounds too kind of like preppy kid, which fair enough, it does sound a little bit preppy. So does Bennett a little bit, but I don't know. I love those names. And I would say the other ones on the list that I mentioned, I probably like more than Hudson, but I do really like Hudson, but Hayden doesn't. The last girl's name on my list is Brighton. I think that Brighton has nice kind of symbolism to it, just being like a bright, kind of a source of light, happy, positive character. And I just think it sounds feminine, it sounds cute for a little girl, but also, I mean, the only Brighton that I have ever really known is Brighton Keller. I follow her on Instagram, love her, so obviously I can picture it on an adult because she's an adult woman named Brighton, and that's the person that I first think of. I love the name Brighton, but Hayden just wasn't really super into it. Also, a big reason is just because there are other names I like more. Just the name, that we chose, I said, you know, but we've liked that for a few years and knew that was gonna be our baby's name. Nothing ever surpassed that name for us. There was nothing that really ever competed with that name for us. So that's gonna be it. I'm gonna stop rambling. I am like out of breath from this. I'm like fully feeling the pregnancy out of breath. I know I'm talking really quick and rambling a lot, and it is hitting me right now. I'm out of breath. So I'm gonna stop talking. That's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you liked some of these names. Go ahead and in the comments, leave your guesses for what our baby's name is gonna be, or just tell me some names that you like and would use, or like but wouldn't use. Anything. I love talking about baby names, so anything you want to say about baby names, leave it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'll put my handle right here. It's at Emma Kate Springer. And yeah, keep in touch. I am going to be uploading a little bit more consistently here on out because I'm filming a few videos today. So be sure and subscribe so that you can continue to see my videos. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Bye.